Call halal, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. Call halal, all praises to Yahweh Shai, Yahweh, who they ignorantly call God, Yahweh Shai, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Bahashem, in the name, Yahweh, Ruach Kadesh, the Holy Spirit, Ruach Kadesh. Double honors to the apostles and elders, and honors unto all the men pushing likewise doctrine. This is another digital epistle to the 12 tribes of Israel, 12 tribes of Yasharal, patiently waiting back to gain our dominion, knowing that every day we see new signs, new last day prophecies coming true, but we know that salvation is even nearer than we believe. Jeremiah 6:2. I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman.
I made it through the wilderness. Somehow I made it through. Like a virgin, touched for the very first time. Like a virgin, when your heart beats next to mine.
Yeah, I just saw this commercial and I thought it was very spiritual. You know, Israel is like unto a delicate and comely woman, because we know the relationship that the Lord, that Yahweh Shai, the relationship that Yahweh has with Yahweh Shai is like Yahweh. It's like Yahweh Shai is Yahweh's wife, and then the men of the Lord. And the men of the Lord, the men of the Lord are the wives of Yahweh Shai, and then the wives are the wives of us. That's the relationship that Israel and the church is likened unto a woman. How we're supposed to be married, we're supposed to abide unto the marriage. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast in the field, which the Lord Yahweh, God, thy power, had made. He saith unto the woman, yeah, hath God said, ye shall eat not of every tree in the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat from the fruit of the tree of the garden, but the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Yahweh Shai hath said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die, for Yahweh Shai doth know that in that day ye eat therefore, then your eyes shall be open, ye shall be as the gods, knowing good and evil. And the woman saw the tree was good for food, and it wasn't actual fruit, it was doctrine that saw that the tree was good for food, and it was pleasurable to the eyes, and the tree was desired to make one wise. She took the fruit therefore and did eat, and gave unto her husband, and did eat. And the eyes are open, and both eyes were open, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed on some fig tree, not literal naked. They were felt shame, hiding amongst other nations. They heard the voice of Yahweh, thy power, walking in the midst of the garden, in the cool of the day, and Adam and his wife hid themselves in the presence of Yahweh their power amongst the trees of the garden, most other nations. And Yahweh their power called unto Adam and said, Where art thou? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid. I was naked. I hid myself. And he said, who told thee that thou was naked? Who hast thou eaten from the tree which was commanded thou not to eatest? And the man said to the woman whom gave to be with me, that she gave me of the tree, and did eat. And the Lord Yahweh the power said unto the woman, What have I done? The serpent has beguiled me. The serpent, and the Lord Yahweh the power said unto the serpent, Because thou hast done this unto me, I curse you above all cattle, and above every beast. Upon the belly shalt thou go, thou dust shalt thou eat all the days of their life. And this is an actual serpent that lost its it's not a serpent that lost its limbs. This is a dark-skinned Edomite, the wicked, third part of man. Before this was the serpent, the wicked. This was before. This would be Cain before Cain, who would come back in the reincarnation through Cain. Continue now. I will put enmity between thee and the woman, between thy seed and her seed. I'll bruise thy head and I'll bruise thy heel. That's at Deuteronomy 28. And unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow, and in thy conception, and this is our conception, multiplied, thou shalt bring forth children, and thou shalt desire thy husband, he shall rule over you. We're desiring how Ba'ashem Yahushua to return. He rules over us. And unto Adam he said, Because thou hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and eaten of the tree which I have commanded thee, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake, and shall thou eat of all the days of thy life. Thorns and also thistles shall bring forth and to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field, and in the sweat of the face shalt thou go eat bread, and thou shalt return to the ground, for of it was thou taken from the dust, thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return.
Saturday, a brand new season of Danger Force kicks off with.
And the Lord Yahweh thy power said, Behold, the man has become like one of us, knowing good and evil. And these shall he put away his hand, and also taken out the tree of life, and eat and live forever. Therefore the Lord Yahweh thy power sent him out the garden, and he was taken away. And he drove out the man, and he placed east of the garden, Jerusalem, the east of the Garden of Eden, cherubims, the chariots, the UFOs, and the flaming sword, which turned every which way to keep them out the tree of life. And this is that's when we first as a nation, the woman was cast away. So, for what Paul said, for I am jealous over you with a godly jealousy, For I have espoused you unto one husband, that may present you as a chaste virgin to Hamashiach. But I fear, lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve, the wife of Yahushua, the man of Israel, through his subtlety, through your minds shall be corrupted in the simplicity that is Yahushua. Which is simplicity in Hamashiach. It's a lot of people be doing a lot of gonna catch a lot of judgment, going too deep into some doctrines when the righteous way is just simple onto a plain man. Jacob was a plain man that told intent. He was plain. It's righteous. There's some deep, there's some complex things for the most of it. Should be simple. For if he that cometh preacheth unto another Yahushua, whom he have not preached, or if he receive another spirit which is not received, or another gospel which has not been received, he bear with him. For I suppose it will behind chiefly apostles, if I be rude in speech, not in knowledge, but we have been thoroughly made and manifest all things around you. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet their bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 of them were foolish. Then they that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them, took no knowledge. But the wise took olive in their vessel with their lamps. And it's funny how the parable of the olive tree, and they got their oil from the olive. Took no oil with them. But the wise took the oil with the vessel in their lamps, while the bridegrooms tarried, and they all slumbered and slept. At midnight there was a cry made, behold, the bridegroom cometh. Go ye out to meet him. Then all the virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, give us some of your oil, for our lamps have gone out. But the wise answered, saying, not so, lest there not be enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourself. So whilst they went out to go buy, the groomsmaid, see, these wise virgins, the 5 wise virgins, they already had the truth. So they said, hey, you gotta go buy the truth, you gotta go sell it. You gotta go get your penny, you gotta go learn, you gotta go, blessed to he that understandeth. While he went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready in went in with them to the marriage, and the doors were shut. And afterwards came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, verily I said unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day not the hour that the Son of Man cometh. We're commanded to watch. Some people use no man knows the day or the hour to just use as an excuse to not watch, but the Lord said a watchman to not hold their rest day or night. this knowledge while you can. The elders of the daughter of Zion sit, and whenever it says daughter, that's referring to the sons. When it says daughters, it's referring to the actual women. The elders of the daughter of Zion sit upon the ground, keep silence. They have cast up dust upon their heads in mournful state. They have girded upon themselves sackcloth, more so in mournful state. The virgins of Jerusalem hang down their heads onto the ground. That's what type of state we've been for not following the laws and the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. The Lord is righteous, for I have rebelled against his commandments. Here, I pray you, all people, behold my sorrow, my virgins, and my young men have gone on to captivity. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. So anyone who says that the white man is not the Edomites, this is not Rome. People in America are not Edomites. That the Edomites are not in control in the last days. That they aren't directly connected to Babylon the Great. That control the world, control NATO, that enslaved the Israelites. That's false prophet. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cups shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and thou shalt makest thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. Our punishment is done. Like as the Lord said before we went into lands and we had to wipe out the people and clean out all the men, all the women that know men. You know, when we're allowed to take the virgins. The Lord said we had to let those nations' iniquity build up. Their iniquity wasn't fulfilled yet for them to be sieged, but now it's reversed for us. Our iniquity is done. We can now seize our enemies after they siege us. O daughter of Zion, no more take thee away into captivity. We're not going to be spoiled again. We see a lot of Israelites have a very worldly, niggerish mindset. You can tell the vision that they have for the kingdom is very worldly. These people want to set up an Israel with their own economics. They want to set up Israel in this current climate. They want themselves to see at the UN. So really, you don't want you just want to go back to Jerusalem. You just want to have your state within this current world. Like, you don't want to. You don't want the kingdom to come back and Yahushua to bring his dominion. I want eternity. Don't you want eternity? When he's coming. And the Lord spaketh unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel. And they turn and encampeth before Pi-hahiroth, and between Migdol and the seas against Baal-Zephon. Before it shall encamp by the sea. For Pharaoh will say of the children of Israel that they entangled in the wilderness, have he shut them in? So it seems like we're compassed in the wilderness. I will harden Pharaoh's heart, just like Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is hardening Esau's heart to attack us, so he could really bring the world's greatest deliverance ever seen. Which they're not going to speak about the deliverance of old Egypt, they're going to speak about the deliverance out the land of the north. I will be in honor upon Pharaoh and upon all his hosts, his armies, that the Egyptians may know that I am the Lord Yahweh. And they do so. And it was told the king of Egypt that the people fled, and the Pharaoh, and the heart of the Pharaoh and his surgeons turned against the people. And he said, why have we done this, that we have let go Israel to go serve us? And we made ready his chariots and took his people with him. He took 600 chariots and all of the chariots of Egypt, and the captains, every one of them. And the Lord Yahweh hardened the heart of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and pursued after the children of Israel. And the children of Israel went out with a high hand, but the Egyptians pursued them, and all the horses and the chariots of Pharaoh and his horsemen and his armies overtook them, encamping them by the sea, beside Phil-Hahiroth, before Baal-zephon. And when Pharaoh drew nigh, the children of Israel lifted upon their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them, and they were sore afraid. And the children of Israel cried out unto the Lord Yahweh, and they said unto Moses, there is no graves in Egypt. How is this taking us away into the wilderness, taking us away to die in the wilderness? Therefore hast thou dealt with us and carried us out forth to Egypt? Or is this the word that we did tell us in Egypt, saying, let us alone that we may serve the Egyptians? And for it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians than to die in the wilderness. So they're saying it's better for us to be slaves. It's better for us to live this Egyptian Babylonian life, this Roman style of life. You know, it's good to live this pagan style of life and eat all this defiled bread and all this, drink all this defiled water and breathe all this defiled air, and we're being tied to all angels. It's not. But we don't flee Babylon spiritually for no reason. And Moses said unto the people, fear not. Stand still and see thy salvation of the Lord Yahweh, which he will slew unto you today. For the Egyptians you have seen today, ye shall see them no more again ever. And we're not going to see the Edomites ever in a context where they rule over us. And then after that 1,000 years, Obadiah 1:18, we never gonna deal with them ever again. And the Lord shall fight for you, you shall hold your peace. And the Lord said unto Moses, and the Lord saith unto Moses, wherefore criest thou unto me, speaketh unto the children of Israel, that they go forth, and they lift thy rod, and they stretch out thine hand over the sea, and divide it. And the children of Israel shall go on dry ground, though through the midst of the sea. And behold, I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians, See, so now a lot of unbelief. Soon as people got the mandate, they was that unbelief in my. So am I not supposed to eat? Am I supposed to be homeless? You know, everyone got a person to save. But this is where we step up on our faith. We step on our faith. And at the time, shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which stand up for the children of thy people, and thou shalt be a time of trouble, such as never since there was a nation even unto it at the same time. And at the time the people were delivered, every one written in the book of life. The book of life, written in the book of the first fruits, in the new order of Yasharallah. The time Jacob's trouble, worst time in history. So and Yahushua answered and spoke and spake unto them in parables, and the kingdom of heaven, which is like unto a certain king, which has made a marriage unto his son, and he has sent forth his servant to call them that were abided to the wedding, and which would not come. Again, he sent forth his servants, saying, which are bidden, behold, I prepared my dinner, my oxen, my fatlings are killed, all the things are ready. Come upon thy marriage. But thy made light of it, and went their way, one to his farm, another to his maintenance, and the remnant took his servant and entreated them spitefully and slew them. But when the king heard, therefore, he wroth, and he sent forth armies to destroy them, those murderers, and burn up cities. Then saith he to his servant that the wedding is ready, which were bidden were not worthy. He go forth unto the highways, and as many shall find it, abide to the marriage. So those servants went out unto the highways and gathered together all as many as they could find, both good and bad. This is that net, that casting net, that wide casting net. We'll find some of the most wickedest people in the truth. And all we can do is pray to Yahweh Hashem and Hawashai of mercy, and it's not of works, it's of faith. But you know, if you have that faith, every single shit, and you're gonna be fighting to resemble some form of Hawashai. And both bad and good. And the wedding was furnished. And when the king came in to see the guests, and he saw the man which had not unto the or he saw a man which had not on a wedding garment, and he saith unto him, Friend, how comest thou in hither not have a wedding garment on? And he was speechless, and said the king to the servant, Bind him hand and foot, and take him away, and cast him into utter darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth, for many were called and few were chosen. So if you aren't hearkening unto the Lord, if you aren't conforming yourself to the image of Yahushua, via this truth, if you ain't got the Holy Spirit on protecting you, all you're just weeping and crying, but scoffing and gnashing your teeth. For many were called, but few were chosen. Because even in this truth, a lot of people, wicked Pharisees to the Moses seat. Then thou went on to the Pharisees and took counsel on how they might entangle him in his talk. In like manner, that women also be adorned in modest apparel, shamefacedness, sobriety, non-borrowed hair, non-gold, pearls, costly apparel, with women professional godliness and good works, let them be silent, with all subjection. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. That and Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in transgression. Notwithstanding, he should be saved in childbirth. It's faith and sobriety and holiness. Holiness with sobriety. And I just brought this as an example is to really just be like in the same manner. How these men have to act like you're woman, that you're the wife of the Lord. Yeah. Adam was not deceived, but the women, the men of Israel, and we know that. And it came to pass when men began to multiply upon the face of the earth, daughters were born unto them, that the son of Yahushai, or the son of the power, saw daughters of men, so of all the other nations, that they were fair, that they were beautiful, that they were sufficient to mate with, and took them wives, which they chose. And they all did the same thing that Adam did. The wives came around and influenced them with the ways of their nations. So, and the Lord Yahweh saith, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for he is also flesh, yet his days shall be numbered to 120. So he started he capped the life on Jake, because Jake was capping. And how are we going to get redeemed? Power standeth in the congregation. Yahweh standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judges amongst power. How long will he judge unjustly? How long will he accept the person of the wicked? Selah. Defend the poor and the fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and needy. Deliver the poor and the needy. Rid them out the hand of the wicked. Yet no, not neither will they understand. Will they walk on in darkness, and all the foundations of the earth are out of course. I've said, ye are gods, ye are all children, the Most High. What's this children in here? What's this? Son, male, child, grandson, child, male, son. Remember guild class order. See, it's the class. The like men are a different class. So I've said, ye are gods. Ye are all children of the Most High, Yahweh. But ye shall die like men, and ye shall fall like one of the princes. Arise, O power, and judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. Judge these Israelites and chasten these virgins. If a man put away his wife, and she go from him and be another man, to have sex with another man, shall he return unto her again? Shall that land not be very polluted? Shall he go back to the woman? Since she's ready defiled, she's ready to be with another man. She's not the same. She not only has your DNA forever, she has his DNA. So, like, when the woman gets ejaculated into by a man, a new man, her body's gonna defend against it like it's invaded for 6 months. So you go back onto this woman, and her body's gonna be in conflict. But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers. It shall return unto me again, saith the Lord. And we know this is really about Israel. Can we return unto the Lord? Can we? You lay down with serpent juice, can you be forgiven? And how about Hashem Yahushua has died for us to get this truth and understanding. But if we go get the serpent juice, if we go get the dual 18 chip, dual 18s divided by 3. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, Yahweh not gonna send his son to die on the cross again, trying to show us to play the story back again, so he could die for our sins, so we could be forgiven for having serpent juice in the crown. No, you gonna baptize us in some fire. Repent to the Lord. That's why the Lord had to die for our sins. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood upon the Mount Sion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written on their foreheads. I heard a voice from the heavens. It's the voice of many waters, and the voice of great thunders. And I heard the voice of harpers harping their harps, and they sung it as if it was the new song before the throne, which is this gospel, and before the 4 beasts. Same gospel that we've been preaching all the captivities. And actually no, let me take that back. I mean the 4 beasts in the heavens. So this is, and they sung it as if it were the new song before the 4 beasts and the elders, when no man was able to learn before 144, which were redeemed by the earth, which these were not defiled with women, which they are virgins, and these are which followed the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed among men, being the first fruits of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. And what is Yahushua? What is Yahushua? And so he is the head of the body of church. He is the firstborn of the dead, that all things he may have preeminence. He created this world. So what does that mean? We created the world with him. You are the first fruits after Yahushua. And the Lord created Yahushua, and then he created you. Pushing out this gospel, truly believing. Hastening the day Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Repenting from your ways. Be you. Judah has gone up into captivity because of her affliction, and because of great servitude. She dwelleth amongst the heathen. She findeth no rest. The persecutors overtook the straits. The adversaries are they cheat, their enemies prosper. For the Lord hath afflicted her in her multitudes of transgressions. Her children had gone up into captivity for the enemy before them. When will I bring again their captivity, the captivity of Sodom, and her daughters, the captivity of Samaria? I'll bring again the captivity of the captives most. So that's what the daughter's been. For wherever the carcasses, the eagle gather together, and immediately after the tribulation of those days the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall get no light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the power of heaven shall be shaken, and there appeareth a sign from the heavens. So after the great tribulation, nuclear fallout, and there will be no more rulerships of the heathen. Al Shai will come down with 144,000 the great multitude, and they're going to take the kingdom by force. And then they shall appear in the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, where all tribes of the earth shall be happy. So jump around and skip and sing Kumbaya and sing Jesus, we're all clapping together. No, all tribes of the earth shall mourn. And then they shall see the Son of Man cometh in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. He shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together the elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. And people, he said four winds, that's flat earth. Yeah, it's instructions. For when the parable of the fig tree, which is his branch yet tender, and putteth forth leaves, ye know what summer is nigh. So likewise ye, when ye shall see these other things, where that it is near, even at the doors. Verily I say unto you that this generation shall not pass until all these things are fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall be passed away, but these words shall not pass away. But of that day and the hour no man knoweth, for not the angels of the heaven, but only my Father. And I mean, how shall I know? He got the clues. He in this man with the closest idea, but specifically the time is given only for that's the thing that Yahweh keep for himself. But at the days of Noah, so the coming of the Son of Man. For as in those days before the flood, they were eating and drinking, they're marrying and giving into marriage, unto the day that Noah entered the ark. We're on that spiritual ark, we're on that voyage. And they knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall the coming of the Son of Man be. These people don't even know. People don't know that there's a food shortage. People don't know that the military here. People don't know that the military coup is coming. People don't know that the race wars. People don't know about the sedition. People don't know about the protests. People ain't ready. Then shall two be in the field, and one shall be taken. Then 2 women shall be grinding in the mill, and one shall be taken, one shall be left. Therefore, ye know not what hour the Lord doth come, but know this, that if the good man of the house had known what time the thief would come, he would have watched, and not suffered his house to be broken in. Therefore, ye also ready for the hour, as you think not of the Son of Man cometh. The faithful and the wise servant, whom his Lord has made ruler over his house, to give him the meat over due season. We're going to get due season. It says, now faith is substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So if you got to see to believe, then you're done. You're done. This is not the gospel for you. For by it the elders have obtained a good report. Through faith we understand that the world was framed by the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahshai. So things which were seen are not made which do appear. But by faith Abel offered unto Yahweh Hashem Yahshai a sacrifice more excellent than Cain, which he attained witness that he was righteous, and Yahweh Hashem Yahshai testified of his gifts by being by it he being dead yet speaketh. By faith Enoch was translated that he should not see death, and had not found, but because Yahweh Shai translated him before translation, he had a testimony that pleased Yahweh Hashem Shai. But without faith, it is impossible to please the Lord. For he that cometh to learn must believe that he is, and he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. By faith Noah was warned by faith being warned of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai of things not seen, and moved by fear, he prepared an ark to save his house, and which he condemned the world, and being heirs of righteousness, by which is faith. For if Yahweh Hashem Yahushai spared not the angels that sinned, if Yahweh spared not Yahweh Shai, if Yahweh Shai had spared not the 144,000 and the great multitude, but cast them down to hell, put them in these bodies, and gave them the worst affliction on earth, and delivered them unto chains of darkness, and reserved them unto the day of judgment, that the Israelites would really get nothing but hell, except for brief moments in history, like 40 years of peace under Solomon, 40 years of a real dominion. But for God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, and delivered them in the chains of darkness, and reserved them unto judgment. And spared not the old world, but saved Noah, the eighth person, the preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood onto the ungodly, and turning the cities unto Sodom and Gomorrah into acids, making them an ensample unto those who shall live ungodly after, and delivered just Lot back with the filthy conversation of the wicked, bro. Who knew I would have felt this? Who knew I would have felt so vexed? I was Israelite, there was always a vexing in my heart, but once you truly understand, and now you truly see the agenda as, wow. I hope this lesson was edifying to you.